Any pebia background ehu. One mo dey fefe. It is saying na ekopie o school a. Ka se ekọ apam secondary school no. Obi wie ye wa chimota. Oba apam secondary school mi so wie go mo attachment DC JSS. Na attachment DC no. Ye classroom no empoma ni ho.
Move through.
What did I make you say? So, you always have to make sure that people's background will never ever intimidate you. You only have to be sure, prepared to outshine their expectation. Because you ain't the echo. One day, what am I trying to say? Why am I saying this? Sergeant Dr. Kwame Nkrumah sat down and saw the beginning, that's the background of America. Sergeant Dr. Kwame Nkrumah sat down saw the background of Germany. He actually realized that he's coming from a very small West African country, capital Cape Coast. But he did not grow from the capital. He came from a very copious, unvalidated tribe in Zima. Even that, he came from a village where, as of that time, there were only 17 houses. You even call it a house?
He is smart. He is unique.
17.
Captain Smart.
17.
The king of morning shows.
17. Kromaya, you're finding Krofo.
And
Nkrumah, by the grace of God, so we all say it, because of his tenacity, his ability to study, his faithfulness to his books, and he was actually sincere to his ego, that in the future I should be able to maneuver, re-engineer, put together, factor everything, and become who I want to be. And decided that my bedroom Lincoln University, yes, a bit parents would meet you, but I made a scholarship. But your background is very beautiful. You came from UK, you came from Germany, France. I am coming from Africa, and as of that time, people saw Africa as a country, not as a continent, because they thought that we're living on trees. We had no definition of life. We were not able to actually integrate and disintegrate.
So, Captain Smart.
Binding and abiding.
The king of morning
so
shows.
Africa was seen as of that time as a country, not as a continent. So Eurocentrism, Americanism, Asianism was ruling the world. And they had something they called a scholarly class, which was imbibed in the scholarship of understanding, and the Africans were not part of it. Our great men and women who actually imbibed and were able to deduce, calculate, to come out with proper and better, beautiful philosophies. They were not actually regarded. That is where Nkrumah came from. And then me by JSS ne SHS for the bar. But Nkrumah decided that he would never ever allow the background of the people he met at Lincoln University to intimidate him. What did he do? He decided to outshine the expectations of these people.
Good morning.
It is our JSS or SHS. And you what dream that. Sir, what dear, Ufrigo Muatakwa, a shame, Abamkrum, Hasso de Bevia. Go more your crummy, your flow, Pinanco, your friend Pinanco.
And yes, and I'm doing
Pinanco. Now, one casa, Crona will film your flow, Pianco. Croba Kosoho, yet to be contoquania catasa and the house where Odia. What do you, a haka cray, me say something. A house over G.
Good morning.
A house where Odia.
Good
The floor has all the.
Good morning, Nana.
What you see, Legend Crobio? The floor a training answer.
Good morning.
The war crow wedding. Better than obey a professor Frigo.
Good morning, Nana.
Tibi Dimechi. Wufri Shwaya Mobo. Sa crow way are free me. One casa calculated the better on the despite Bepe. Who could be a crobia for what trapies here?
Good morning. Good morning.
They won't grow Ghana how. Trapies here. Na one casa da benda na woo ya woo hami. Who free trapies you bet me at aeroplane.
Good morning.
Who free trapies here? Check.
Nana. Also, when
Go back with your friend Jenny.
also whom you when
Wow, free Jenny to 7 people want to touch mine. Now, won't Jenny? Adiano, Joe Coto Alum. No sense, so now the 2 months and so let me Jenny into my Jenny. One Casabra, what I had Jenny, a man will chrome once and over. Eti, one Casa will share a brabona. What was that, baby? I will free. So wo hwe kro a me go match me mafia ta ma me nyini no ne ye nyina ye koya ne ba akoso to kwoto se pani senso a na we gina ho na wo soto na wo so to je pani no sabe eburu sabe nya adum pani fotie we jane na ye wie ansa wo akwada no watimi nya ko se ye ko pipe no a ye san line ne ebu nsuo
Of morning shows.
ansa watimi ye dware come home blafie. Do not, remember, do not allow anybody's background to intimidate you.
no.
Be prepared to outshine their expectations.
He is smart. He is.
I still remember.
He is smart.
Now you did lines, so
No.
what are we doing? What were we doing then? I do a fear so I do a bunsuo. Eh, ya, won't swami. No, be a swallow. So when you be crash swallow pipe, and no cry, no say, Abrabo Nuben, you'll be a wow. And I'm what? A honor, and you pay me one penafosia pipe, I know. Eti, that time, Nan Crofosia, Ewo, National Theatre. Asia won aboafo no ye share aboafo pipe no
Captain Smart, the king of morning show.
you know our parents, our mothers, our fathers, our grandparents, they wanted to know how you can handle stress. Listen, let me tell you this. Our great grandparents, they had a way of imbibing in you tenacity and the ability to handle stress. So what did they do? When you say what brew, we guys say my minimum and no one say abre. But also so no be 6 and so one school. Our parents as of that time, our grandparents as of that time, needed to plant in us the ability to manage, handle, and kill stress and forge ahead to achieve whatever. Eti, yes, consume 6. One can say so do classroom 7:30. Unfortunately for you, about 6:49, I found wako 2, aka 4, line wo. It is so could do line that's why you must be able to convince if you tagwa uncle school. You convince Yash uncle school. Bang 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 uncle school. You should be able to have a certain understanding and the ability of lobbying. So lobbying started at Paipano ewe kurase. You need to master the courage ability to lobby JB, to lobby Efiatago, to lobby Nyash, to understand that there's something predominantly important in your life. Sadia Beya, JB, Efiatago, Nyash, Bagmai, Abetia says, no, ye na ye bunsu, but wunsu na wuburia. Be where Nimuha as so. It's a say a mouth crime a wubu. Near San Swawun Suono, the way to be to be Aquaba. It's a two baby no. Me go more touch me about Tesla, Papa be a friend of Master Waike. Oh, who said no, I branch with your Beko school. It's me do what pepper power. Waike quite on the back at me answer.
Change me answer.
Not just. Oh, Charlie, come home.
Change me answer.
Why came the back at me? I remember very well. Now why came the back at me and send us a line? Me do could you be say uncle? Bokiti would Uncle Wike, see say no about no I don't want the Bokiti. It is war, no mabu, all the Bokiti would
change me answer.
Say the Bokiti no, all in you. In German funny as somebody miss one mobile. Go you be for Bokiti the boo.
Change me answer.
It's me the bucket in the booyah. No, my question we have some kai.
Change me answer.
This is what our grandparents imbibed in us.
Change me answer.
They planted a future which nobody could kill the joy in it.
Change me answer.
You see, our forefathers in the villages, they were not seeing cars. Nobody saw an aeroplane. The only time they could see an aeroplane is when you have to turn your entire head, making sure that you could attain equilibrium and see an aeroplane far there. And even when you see an aeroplane up there, you run to go call your friends and you wave at the aeroplane. This is our background. This is our background. Yawe krasano a man a kafufu be man ewo. Watch this. It is a upia bontainer sa wo bafie. Na wo koche, na wo ye wadwen se fufu no wo nwa. Ye de body ne banche ne fra. Na ya bobbo so in such a way say wudi na pesi a enye yie, wudi fufu a enye yie. Ne de si ho. But what me wana. You know what that means? Our forefathers as of that time were actually giving us a psychological understanding and superiority to be able to help the ladies that we may marry. That time, they were planted in us the seed of helping each other. Eti ubebe du fie no na fufuo no banche no yabo bafra je bia kai na sem me do nya me wo fa kwabenebo ohwie nkwan pa gu banche ne fufuo a ya keka bobom so mafia wudi ni apese a enye ye wudi ni fufuo a enye ye na me to na mi swan gwen akwam so na me tibe ni sa bibini au bibini ye ni pa o bibini au. So in this life, calculations can never be alterations. You see, your ability to alter something can never be in tandem with somebody's calculation of life.
Good morning, Nana.
So people who go to school believe in calculation. But those of us who came from the villages, we believe in alteration.
Good morning. Good morning.
You have to alter. You have to alter. You need a proper understanding and a quotient to believe that there is science.
Good morning.
But there's the ability of science also on the walls that indicate that if Yatago is suffocating, she's dying. Your calculation says that she must be taken to the hospital. But my alteration understanding means that I need to give her a helping hand.
Good morning. Good morning.
Life.
Good morning.
This is what Nkrumah saw. And at Lincoln University, he did indicate to the world that there are many battles in the life of a man, but there is only one battle for a man to fight, and that is the battle of making sure your country survives. There are a lot of battles in the life of a man. A lot of battles. Sitting here, I came here to sit with all the energy, shout, talk, educate, entertain, make you laugh and do everything. But there's a battle in my life. I've got something to achieve. There are many battles in the life of a man, but there is only one battle to be fought, and that is to make sure your country becomes better. I told you yesterday I am a realist. If you need to be taken away from the equation for us to find X, you'll be the eliminated Y. If we need to find Y and we are the very disturbing X, I would have the courage to walk you out so I'll be able to find my Y. Because the battles that we fight, the battles that we are engaged in, it's not something personal. Yes, I mean, the 7 year, I need money. I mean, I need beautiful cars, modern, well sophisticated, properly designed, limited vehicles. But the point is that when I turn back, when I turn back and I'm able to recollect colleagues, the Kofi Kokwines, Yaumum, Baba, and the others from Gumwa Techiman. There's a sharp reflection of an unknown future that, listen, Masa, it's not about you alone. It's not about you alone. Masa, me met me under Sabia Buru Sabia Yado, me sikadina me hianin so. Me so am in Dantemu, so find the X. Me sikani, me hiani, me so am in Namfinfi, enter me. I ye cramet mat refia fe, met my hamere, and me ma. Me ma me count, a fe. Me head sikanasa, Namiama yam who John Kuma, me papa is in Bia. Says Canasa, Madame Chrono. But between tenacity and who said no. A corner make one abrabomo madriam say make you smart, and I make come, make sika, make here, make yariano, send a yamin kwa.
Captain Smart.
So successful people,
King of morning shows.
Successful people, they don't do things people did, but they do things differently. Let me say it in a different way so you can understand. Successful people don't do new things. Successful people on earth, they don't do new things. They do things differently. So you see somebody going out of his or her way to make Tagore happy.
Captain Smart.
Somebody is going out of his or her way to make JB happy.
He is unique.
Somebody is getting out of their comfort zone to make John Mahama happy. That is life. And that is what Nkrumah laid down for this entire country. I asked my producer this morning, that Mr. Producer, with all sincerity and honesty, I'm going to ask you a question. If you are able to answer that question correctly, I'll give you 20,000 Ghana cedis this morning.
He is smart.
I want to ask the entire country, what happened on the 5th of March, 1957, 8 p.m. in this country?
Captain Smart.
Where are the historians? And I want to sit here and challenge every historian, every academician, the scholars, that even AI can never look for it. AI can't find it. Your AI, on to me say, 5th March 1957, and I do 8 p.m. Then of course we're Ghana.
He is smart.
And then a 5th March. So 5th March 1957, 8 p.m. And son a year call 6th March, no. Then a course so our man. When himself our phone who Google wunya. And yet they walk on.
Our enemies are many, and they stand ready to pounce upon and exploit.
What happened in Ghana? That time it was called Gold Coast because we had not officially adorned and outdoored the name Ghana.
Our enemies are many, and they stand ready to pounce upon
Now let me tell
and
you,
exploit our very weakness.
the British then
They tell us
opposed,
this particular person,
and a night before 6th March, that was when Kwame Nkrumah experienced his first assassination attempt. I've told you.
Smart. He is unique. He is the best. Captain Smart.
Let me tell you today. Hey, Nkrumah na tamfo. Was shall say mra ne ho. Mami ma history kakra e bia wonim.
The king.
UGCC Kwame Nkrumah te ne ho no. Obi to the for pa grant ya akro ya to Kwame Nkrumah for say UGCC for shall say was Saltpond. So one so kwasha say was Saltpond da. Wan hwa na e bia achemfufu nyina timi aka bom. Because the word achemfu, it sends a certain signal. There's no history book to tell whether or yes they came from the Achim land to settle at the Punano Hall.
our enemies are many, and they stand ready
It will be anywhere to me actually.
and exploit our very.
But other school of thoughts says that say Achim for 4, a Saltpond 4. But Bibi Baye Bechire Musa Debi, a woman who tune chine 4, a chine 4.
He is smart.
Not central region in Ababia and chine no tunu a chimfo, a salt pond. It's a dinner bronin de toyano, a defeatee. Sa papa na mo friend no, a dubuahe no history no. Because how can a chimfo be? So if you're in Chile, a chim nebaye. Na Saltpond, aye the brofo. What you say? Brasku. Onia TV is the university of the entire media industry in Ghana. Eti na trese na nkasino mafia. Na wo amene bi wo sambre no hina ho your friend Nana Ba. Sa tokro na enchiri begum no onu pene sese otibi bai mbieye na no eti ya friend Nana Mbai Nana Onyambai Nana Omedruye tirio Nana Omaye na waba bebie ena edire Nana Mbai Nana Omai krowura Mbai na be Nana Ba. Because Infantin to ban. Maramwa.
Captain Smart.
Baya Sante.
The king
Any
of
abono.
morning shows.
Fantin to ban.
Our enemies are many.
Eti entry niura no. On my. Niura no my. On my no ababai we baby me na nchini bi. Because that time no esese wo free Infante.
He is smart.
Ebesi kwagwadu nkwaku tete dabi ada.
Enu na means
As when nchini bi.
I don't take short and take madness.
And the land they settle upon.
That is why every history book will tell you Adan existed 50 years before Saltpond.
Our enemies are many, and they stand ready to pounce upon
Adan existed 50 years before
our
Saltpond.
very weakness.
Because that's a Ghana history, no one. You bet you on the year.
This particular person,
And what happened was that Nanamai, Omai, central region, you know, the whole of central region, baby, and what we nyan chine, every salt pond.
Smart.
And that pond, no, 1324. 1324. 1324. Say no. 1324 is 1324. Saltpond existed before 1324.
Our enemies are many.
If Saltpond existed before 1324, then it means that Adam existed 50 years before that time.
Our enemies are many, and they stand ready to pounce upon and exploit.
Asante ankwa Adam biom.
They tell us that this particular country.
Wɔbɛfa nkyene fi Adam akɔ Asante no. Asante yi ne hyɛda maa wɔn nipa. Eti wokɔ Adam sɛsi a yɛwɔ kɔtɔkɔfoɔ wɔ hɔ. Anamwa. Kɔtɔkɔfoɔ no wɔn yɛ hwee. Eti yɛwɔ clan bi wɔ hɔ a ɔhene ɔdaa no wɔ Adam no yɛfrɛ no kɔtɔkɔ. Anamwa mo yɛ ma me say if I'm lying.
Our enemies are many.
And they still trace the ancestral path from Adam straight up to Ashanti region.
1 minute silence.
Patrasame boa. On can chem some boa.
Freedom. Freedom. God bless you.
But coming all the way from Ashanti region, through Eastern region, where Brandon nipa bi ate wo ho. Nipa bi ate wo ho. Aba betena ba bi a yefrɛ ho kona kowu na mo frɛ no kwawu.
Our enemies are.
So wanted to be independent.
He is smart. He is unique.
It is so quiet. A big pobby.
The king of morning shows.
It is so quiet.
Our enemies are many, and they stand ready to.
Because we do no nipani to be punished. No. But we see from where no who say waba. Eti wo mu gya ho mu gya aboom te say Hebron the whole Bible kwafo no mo de motan na kontopa on tutuo on me sha untwa asekan wo gina pampam ho sa do apagya bo no we gem direct but as wa pampam hawu
freedom. So
sa kona kwa wu for the sentam ho de a oh and chini so apie so they were all moving. Me catch us that could make some major two men to mom. One nim said the Sibaye, one tears here. Obi anyone can say some major two men to mom because a two gun. Single bar, double bar on your nipa. The nipa to me not communicate.
He is the best. Captain Smart is.
Eti, yeah, fine on tour. Eti, and Chini. Eti Kwame Nkrumah Mafia. Time or 10 who feel UGC. He was advised to run away from Saltpond. He said no.
Freedom.
And Tetefua would nim asama mebekenu who do ya be e watching for that time na baby and who free.
Freedom.
Because abe no mudua nyina was Saltpond no na we kwabado. E we gwabado. Ananya sa na ebobro no mo am obi fi Saltpond no sababo na metia. Betu aka e fa ho e gwabado.
He is the best.
Eguabado in 1254 was the only arable land in the entire of Saltpond. Eguabado. Say, when you tra Saltpond market na, who call him no be kwa Eguabado, be kwa kotu nsuo. There was a river. River no free Eguabado ba bedru ase ho pe friend baka.
Freedom.
E nsuo kro na o.
Bless you.
Officer bedru ha, your friend baka.
Freedom.
The reason was that Eguabado Fono saw themselves as farmers. And one the other side of the river saw themselves as fishermen. Eti yawo bronu aho ena na niura mai be na ba no. There's two school of thoughts. Your friend Krono Nankese no. Ebinu friend say baby enam kese bi epie ye. Ebinu so there's another school of thought which says that there's an anamon kese. Wonan kese nam nan kese no anamon kese. I've done the research. I've gotten documents from the UK archives. I've gotten documents from here, Ghana archives. I am reading and comparing
The king of
both documents to be able to come out with a proper
Freedom!
way why that space was called Nankesedo or Namkesedo or whatever Kesedo. Because I will not be able to say it. It's in anonymous. The munim that are correct until otherwise proven.
Freedom!
It's a crime in Kuma. Okwaje Asordine. Let me tell you. Okwaje baby a from Hammond Hall. Mama so from Wana. Hammond Hall in China carpenter ni bitho. Na carpenter ni biti Kwame. Baby a Kwame come launch Hammond so say on launching in CPP. Hammond Hall in China. It is an coming me Ghana mampenia. I will make sure Saltpond will become the political tourism city of the world.
Freedom! Freedom!
Achemfuna edahono. Saltpond na edaho. Ya say Saltpond no. Saltpond can give this country, if not more, $70 million every year. Saltpond pay.
Captain Smart.
The whole Saltpond edaho. Saltpond and so and said I knew crow kakraka biasa, but Saltpond so pa.
He is smart. He is unique. He is the best.
Before interpreting, there was Saltpond General Hospital. Achemfuna, Mimi Ghana mampenia. Saltpond will become the political tourist town in this continent. Then UGCC na a share politically do one day in Saltpond. Eti Argentina yensi college a political science e was Saltpond na ye chira wo University of Ghana. If I were the president,
Captain Smart.
the National
King of Morning Show.
Political Science College will be built at Saltpond.
He is smart. He
Ethically going on your political science. GTech should direct everything relating to political science to Saltpond.
Captain Smart.
If you say politics, I hear you come in and I shall say watching for. Say come here, Ghana man penia. Saltpond, come out to the because they say political science students do what saying, and I work KNUST, even UCC, Legon, I work here, we win Saltpond Krono.
Freedom!
Some students, they would do what say to me, could I red diner, a UGCC headquarters, no? How many of them?
Freedom!
Hammond Hall, and so walk, Saltpond.
Our enemies are many.
But I say Hammond Hall, the last time I visited. Now you be here, her coming come back for girl be was Saltpond. Eti,
Hello,
yes.
Ghanaians.
I said me and come story. Eti, who was Saltpond the Guabadua? Baby, I'm not my minute no. Now you have to check. Interest say 37 steps. Who was Saltpond a mumusa? 37 steps in Yashi.
The king of morning shows.
Now, Obi girl, ho. The son said a tabby ponusuntino. Yaya actually a yateche. And Kuma was the very first person who didn't rear any concrete. A year steps and said the baby to be a cohen in Pena.
Captain Smart.
It's a member says, yes, you can have my no. That time na Kwame Nkrumah na ma meeting crofo na me see that man but na my steps to him get
enu na ment ya say na me do I don't take short and take madness.
Yen kan sam ni yie achemfo ni Saltpond na wie ye. And befia surprisingly your mom is sufi go mo atachimai. Me ma me papa enye kuro bi amfa me anko so Saltpond. I went to school now, me call na Jacobi in Harom. Many baby as one cotton, me cotton and Cassado. Uncle Kofi police fee.
the king of morning shows.
When I'm tonight, when I'm doing here, snatching for. Me know your midwife. I was Saltpond General Hospital. I want to orgy a war. My pool school. I mean, him go here. So say, any petty penny, and they free na bay. Na me raw. Mama, me we say question be. Say na me so na me kekan kwa asem.
Freedom!
They transfer me papa coin. Me papa na cost at unmovable hospital as the first dispenser. I want unmovable.
He is smart.
Aha! 37 steps in here. When Kruma na here yo, not the question get.
And smart. The
On the dick way.
shows.
Tete no. Owi any ko Canaan house. Canaan house ho no. E ho na UGCC for ina kwa wo moda. Canaan house is wo ma etete pro. Canaan house pro.
Captain Smart. The king.
Edanya Kwame Nkrumah dem wo Canaan house. Edada ho. The last time we visited there, ya den that one tabono na abubu akire ya lo ko no. E ho na Kwame Nkrumah die. Enti bi bisa ye ho say as a country, sa dan we esi we ya ye frɛ no. Ewo egwaba no ho 37 steps. Enti sa dan we se Ghana ban di sika kɔhyem esiesie ni yie e relocate ebusuafo ete ho na ye the dan we even the first political library of this country ya then be see.
He is smart. He is unique. He is the best.
Anyway, Atamis Library
The king.
if I were the president of this country, Saltpond would become the political tourist site or town of Africa.
Smart.
Ghana!
Okay? Canaan house. What him say? You see, let me say this. That's why I keep challenging the historians. And Ross and Nana answer. But you know, my channel 1, JB down Kwasem, they were all lies. I was expecting somebody to say or tell the entire country the very first quarrel that ensued between Kwame Nkrumah and JB Dankwa. When the names are dating, Kwame Nkrumah and JB Dankwa, we in Samano, our Canaan house.
Ghana!
Me train Professor Aaron my Kokwenum.
Follow Ghanaians!
Mumra, come, Mumra.
Freedom! May God bless you. Our enemies are...
I am waiting.
Understand?
Huh? Abraham, Kwame Nkrumah and JB Dankwa,
Our enemies are many.
Our Canaan house. That was the very first time.
And exploit.
But I know they shot that him. They see a bullet. I know he ran to America.
Our enemies are many. Understand?
Why near Chiro? Now we must show. Canaan house is Saltpond. Abraham essay. Ye na ye koho. God na hin ye fi ba ye koho. I say come back and then we visited the place. Say Canaan house. Sa design no ebi ni Ghana ha.
Our enemies are many.
Yes.
Understand? Ready to...
I am challenging the architects of this land
our very weakness.
that they should go to Canaan house and look at how they can modernize the space. If we have to contribute to make Canaan house the best place, we would.
Our enemies are many. Our enemies are...
Canaan house is the Saltpond. Essay. The last time I call her, floor no crap papai. I hear my name maybe Canaan house in here.
Cathedral no dey kwen bi aso ebesi. Kwen bi aso ebesi.
Nipa ba ku mienu bi na hihye mu ho. This is Canaan house.
Cathedral no dey kwen bi aso ebesi.
JB Dankwa slept in this house. So where is Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo?
Cathedral no dey.
John Dramani Mahama's father slept in this house. So where is John Dramani Mahama?
Cathedral no dey.
Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia's father, when they went for the Central Region, the Ukrainian friend is saying, the Gold Coast Conference, I was Saltpond. Now, Bawumia's father slept in this house. Where is Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia?
Cathedral no dey kwen bi aso ebesi. Kwen bi aso.
When Buzia became president of this land, he went to this house. Buzia slept here.
Cathedral no dey.
And I remember very well in 1996, when we were pushing for J. Kufuor to become president, when we went to Saltpond, Kufuor went to this house. Where is J. Kufuor? In 2000, when we were part of the team that were touring the Central Region with the late former vice president, may his soul rest in perfect peace, Alhaji Alihu Mahama. Alihu Mahama went to Saltpond, he went to this house.
When
Cathedral no there can be as you see.
When Nanado's father became the ceremonial president of this country, Okoho, the question is that why have we left these monumental revenue generation edifices to rot?
Our enemies are many.
What kind of a country are we?
And exploit.
This is a huge revenue generation. Tell the whole world, this is the place Kwame Nkrumah slept before the 12th of June that he launched the Convention People's Party at Hammond's Hall. If not for anything, take 20 Ghana cedis per head.
Freedom!
Because you cannot tell me you want to read political science
God bless.
and you want to visit this space and you cannot pay just 20 Ghana cedis to visit this building. Ghana, me man can me President Sisiara. Catch him for what's it then? Share damn UGCC done now Osihon saying ye done or say done or say Obian you are protect the building. But Eco Europa na mafia ahemfu bi ho a mempese mebo ndin a ekunti Danish aban esesa wo muti kwankra koe obabo ho ban besin le akwamfie Danish force safen unim safen safwa omden safwa de koe no omo ho ban ya besin le wọ́n sẹ́ otumfo wọ́n nsafo ahene nsafo na ọba na ekuta de sẹ́ otumfo nsafo ahene ẹ̀nyẹ́ 2019 ẹ̀nyẹ́ even 1995 nsafo awo ẹ̀yẹ nsafo from the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, the 16th, the 17th, the 18th. The earliest part of it is the 19th century. Asante timi ambo ho ban Akwam wo Eastern region me wo akwam hene kwafa koto wo Eastern region watimi abɔ ho ban akɔgye na de afri Danish aban nsɛm de aba Ghana ha adentina ɔman Ghana yentimi protect this political monuments. But that was the very first time we were doing old school Friday old school time I was angel and he call akosomo away akosomo dabi Atimpoku, no, went to Atimpoku, and then from Atimpoku went to Akomfie. Then tonight on my to say Ghana, you just Saltpond at all, my Saltpond I say.
Our enemies are many.
But Saltpond were MP.
And they stand ready to pounce
on MPs, Meboa. Saltpond were MC, Meboa. Umenya MCs, Meboa. Why the sergeant we are banning him? When it's a Saltpond here also July.
Our enemies are many.
I want to buy me team say
and they stand ready to pounce upon and exploit our very weakness.
But if you hear on bar, that my mommy was Saltpond government hospital.
Or that particular country.
It's on to me, bass and phosphor because near school bass and so from the Pono Becumina. It's or the young cofa. No, a sick romantic students, no. Now I send the year befa. No, I ye in Egu so July. Into medru in Safwani Bini, where I wish a kiss ye guya and your penny chen one anana.
Our enemies are many.
Safawe, Danish are buying best Safri Ghana, Ewakwam, and they are called good Danish.
They tell us
Denmark, they are called good Denmark, several tens of years.
Freedom.
I didn't know I'm protecting you. Brony, Nimiansa Bibini.
And the land they settle upon is African. Land belonging to Africans. Whether they were there or not.
Oh, Safawe, who buying? Oh, yeah, no.
And
the time I'm Mr. Sass answer for we free from but Odyssey.
And the land.
And then now one more presenting Safawe, I'm a Kwabuhino. Omo can say, Sika Oma generate from San Crofo, Eko Sika, akwa akwohwe nsafo we mu keke no enye sika kuma ba mira many nsan obuo ne ne die kwan so sasafo yaba ka by now anka president bi ehunu anka by now national tourism your friend saying Devon authority tourism authority ministry of tourism mo ehunu akosi bibi a very beautiful edifice bi ewa akwam asase so na me kire ye twa moja bi egu African culture di hununa no so dey yeska
and the land is
ya kutu siriesi wo baby ya dey kutu obi esi port bi esi baby ye twa moja gum eho bon kakra eho ehwam kakra unhu se bon se ehwam se dew se nwinu ukowuramu a eho huhu ye so wusie kakra wo ho wuduru wa na ye de wusie punu na nkrofo ma dwane na ya do 50 Ghana. I wish I were the president. Woman, dear, what are you saying? What are you saying? Man, Cabra Funchano, what do you can tell now? Pew! Nana wanda moja, no, I wrote, no, I Kaiser, slave trade, Omubuyan and Anum, and to Ken no, oh, yeah, Brony answer now, be Urasa, Bizuam Muji, Chawaba.
freedom. And the land is
and Abrofuno, they will pay.
And the land is set.
No, when you're some marking with a picture, and you're talking.
Whether they were there or not upon the settlers' arrival. And
I was confused. Now, oh, yeah, could I say, oh, this is the mark I had from Ghana for visiting where the keys were kept. And these guys, whites have a very beautiful way, super understanding of how to correlate emotions to nations. Look, if you want to build a country and you don't have you are not an emotional person, you cannot build a country. You got to be an emotional person. Donald Trump, the problem is now emotional. Obama was not an emotional person. And Obama no opinion. If you don't know, let me tell you today. Obama is one of the worst presidents ever in the United States of America. Kenya. Obama be the president in 1 year or deported over 50,000 Africans. They don't want to pump say they don't know what channel. Obo say tem. Like wadri in Adani.
And if Europeans want to develop a separate nation, then they must.
The Donald Trump that we see as the devil today. People say the Donald Trump will be deported to Africa. People don't say. Say an attention now on Tokwaso. Say I'm no say. What himself Barack Obama, he fought more wars in his first year than Donald Trump. Plus or minus, Donald Trump, no way, because we did first 4 years. American Constitution and it's explicitly spelt that 2 consecutive or 2 separate terms. America de nemu da ho ye de nemu nda ho. Ti se John Mahama se opeso kwa Supreme Court ntimi nka no obeko.
Wider expectations.
Yan fa no to onye ntemba aduma.
We have no time.
Eti akwamfie esi ho. The last time I call na yewura esrese yan fa sika nkoye Komfo Anokye teaching hospital. Ye kwahwe baby a Komfo Anokye jai second see ye. And yetimi nya bi before Ghana for timi kache so enye nokore. Enye nokore papa ye bi. Wo se otimi ye bi. Mimi to papa jiri. Onja historical bibia ye be kogomo ogwa akwa akwa he. Ono ne krom kwa kwan ye. Me papa jiri oni hwinsi gomo ogwa a ye kosi dan ye twa ho ne ye kwa akase papa jiri Captain Smart papa jiri ena ye ono akwa wo me no de me to Pentecost sofo kini ho wo se Komfo Anokye sekan no jasi ho na nya ne kura wo se oye bi bibimo ye bi ada na wo se wantimi anya bi Komfo Anokye sekan na si ho yi se ya me no kase Mafia wudru wa da me dru wa me wrako ya me ya dedidi na ya wura manhia na mpese mbisa kentenkrechi bibi but but me jaye denti ama me jaye ne say enye hwe no asante atimi abɔ saa sekan we hu ban from that time besi ne esese ka ban now ye wa ban bi a otimi dwene ho ne ye de sekan ketenkete bi si wo ne ye ne game ne yakɔsa mpo ano ahwea yasa ensuo mu ahwea ne yasa ahwea foforo ne ya ma sekan say jasim wotimi jasekan ne sim na ye yi a ne ye wo ba bi a ne yakɔtro odi wo ho ne watua 1000 Ghana cedis. If I were the president, me wo Fox FM na Komfo bi yɛde fi voter region na bae me refidi no na yɛ papa bi wo Ashanti Kumase onji nyame ni or say there's no God. Me papa me penasem pa eti yɛde saa Komfo de bae no Komfo no tutu amna and on the second sim and no catch there your friend Samoa very good Mr. Samoa say ja Samoa you sika any free tokuru nim say ye gina hayi o twentwen wantimi antwen ye ko no say onje nyame ndi na power bi ani ba bi a wonima definition of the by or say there's a magnetic force under the beneath the earth and there was a connection between the metal which is the sword and the magnetic force then went to be at so African power juma and until the beneath me call and would ekotinya and then me mo bachelor medima foto ha wodi nyanya nunum ba kuna mo de nufo na medima fo ama nufo hyehye no sa aba nufo tene ene abe ahaban wo kafra edigu wo dem ama ne wo na sa wonyam na wo topete a bayifo bia ntimi wura wo fie bayifo bia ni asase so betime wura wo fie we nya duro etime mete wasa na me hu sa Ghana fon kwase asem ne bi soro wo me so a na makogo mu atachima na makotete na mabedrai wo me dem ho na manyam na mato apete wo be ma ya abra we fa Pentecost ho o wonim sa wo kan suo fra wa kan nipa adwen na afra eti sa wo di nsuo nyunu egu bokitim na wo di nsuo hye efra pepepa nsuo ne nye nsuo nyunu bi mu ya be fra ne sen nsuo hye nti je kufo be ka cho se nsuo hye mfa nipa ko nsuo hye ya de fra esesa de nti obi ko ba bi no wafa we ofa ha na no waka fra no obehwe egu no compound nsuo nton e be ko no compound na hwa afọ aya careful nyame na boy and when you duro wonim de tie tinte so to ni pensem wonim de ma fra to no obetra ya musa so de tie tinte so pe tetefo no ohwa ha what to nsem wa posa no de afa na fusu tise wa hwa tetefo no omta do omsa fefa o mafusu oye be ma onyem ye banda de bia na nsa enam na fusu wote ase enti ma otumfo esi safia so hene ensa be bia ehye ensa safia so hene because safia so hene ne pedo timi so tu nsam e de hye ensa ma hene no America for your movie be your friend saying Thor they Komfo Anokye de ni o teni o Ghana for mo hanie Komfo Anokye sekan na o de see form no nie obi antimi ntu wo de plus or minus wo betimi atu ba ye ma wo ntu ena obi aso no wo betimi atu because me di me masem me ko kuma se from ranche here ye bo afari ene adanger attend me ko ho me try me masem pa se metu me twetwe me twetan me ntimi ntu kwa movie as a Avengers mwa Save the World Thor den aka ho sa movie no ene this is the guy This is the guy who acted that movie. He was the lead actor. Or this you can see from Obit Me to I was anyway. Or the second see why. When I was saying who they said then when I net the draw movie him won't mean to. What was the movie way for him? Only for Ashanti region. But baby, I Komfo Anokye this kind of see, you know. Minim kura minim Kofi Juma. Obedi KMA boss. Jacob 4 times. From Kofi Juma besi ne. Yenya MC bia besi Zuba so. Ah na dwen ye adwuma. Se sa dan no. Yene asante hene beka. Yengunsa. Na yentutu. Na yenya no fofra. Kwabrane bewura mu a. Yebeti kura kreti sword planting game ewo ho yebetimi aye na agro wuduru wa na the second chefom wo de ahoden de wo ho say so na nkrofo aye line no mutu we wantimi anturu no akogina nchen wutimi tu na so de awo ho na we fofora ba wo ye bia 20 Ghana cedis. By the time we say we count 10 years na Ashanti region generate how much revenue? Tourism our dream ye the nyansa ne create tourism and yes nyankopon ma abo abesensen ho enti so ya say waterfalls na dimirika na ekudware na nsu ato na mframa fa na bubu na kum school for and the teacher for obi ye ya dwe no yare wom adwe na wu esese ye timi nyankrofa wonim nyansa na wodi o menye ne me kase ye jimi a enye se me di watam de bia ye ji bibi ni amene. Me call Saltpond now. Last week, I'm on Cape Coast. Me share Saltpond now. When him said the whole central region, ne crow super man kesim. See a friend on mine kesim. But on mine kesiano. Na echileno. No more amena kesie and so ho. There was a huge big hole. And amena kakraka no me ngoko ko wa amena nim. It is a omudu abe omunu abe na no ma betwitwa abe na gum won twitwa gum no mu twitwa gum na mpanifo ni gina ebo so eti omu gina bo so omu de nwia be wo abe ne saa omu wo wia na wo yakope bo kakraka na omu apia ti so omu pia bo na kotom se ton na nwo na basoro no ma sesa no ma sa kope foforo eti se wo ye mistake na wo patre na wo kohwe bo no sese kukuro na omo okuro bi wo ho ayefro ho me koje aduro enti omo kokuro no so se eho ne omo je aduro ho na Komfo kase na kwa me nkroma ne mankasim hima ene ne di sie bibi ewo nyina duase no maybe say historians now you guys are where kwa me nkroma ne mankasim hima that time ode bibi odua bibi wo nyina dua bi ase wo firi jedu ba ye friend koje aduro ene ye twa ne sinya ko friend jedu ye friend kuro bia jedu e wo Ghana ha kuro na ye friend jedu is a lie. I'm challenging Nana ma himfo wo nyina say kuro ne ye friend jedu eni pa hu bo e ho ne ye ko ho koje aduro jedu na nipa awawu ye twa bode ahaban de ne gu ho won say tetenu wo ye twa nwura gu so aya nipa ntiase ontiase aya bisa wu a yeso wawu ese da bi o na hospital ni ho. There's no clinical way to prove your demise until you twa body ahaban gu ho ne ye de wato body ahaban ne so de twa abe ye de abe na ye twa champon kakra de agu so se de be ya se wuyi eye ebia na me na ba kan we collapse ebia we collapse ebia wani su na biri wu na wutwa hwe ya wo home a champon ene abe ahaban no ko mu pa wo be sore yeti kroma hasa na yesi America fo abase yesi yen ya champon no yen spray ni yen hye no ene ye ba ye nuro se yen twa champon no ene ye hye a champon samura no yen fra na wo hoda da san champon ba wo but a champon emre so ene gentra ha dentra nyankopon ma sa wura no efifiri Ghana bebre anka betimi age ye nkwa ene ni petwa hwepe ni yedna kogina hospital na yesi ye ne CPU se CPU ne ye mia ne bo coffee nipa bo air pump pump ni etwa nwura na gusu mafia ante adwa botwa ni kunu tashola o patre sei e o Pentecost asoda ho ogu motechman na nka minim se Pentecost asoda ho de wote a wu so wani so miriw sa ho ne Yesu te baby a Yesu te adwa botwa te hwe se tikrem na ma mi ko ni kunu na ka so ye duro dada kwaku bi chamne anke ko bo we fa ha no twa bode ha ban bae na we so akotwa achampo aba na we so akotwa abe ahaban no mu de gu adwa botwa so oda it's osala waswal Komfo Anokye sekan na esi kumase no kase de America for so ye o mo de o movie ni twade esi wo say abrantia na yesene
smart
America for de na esi wo yo ye wo Komfo Anokye sekan no original one ni si kumase. But America was able to just you cook was a friend hacked wa Haiti movie. America when I Komfo Anokye there no. Now America for there no. Oma generated $7.2 billion out of this second year see from. If you concrete they go as here. What train $2.7 billion. 2.7 billion dollars. From Shade and I want to say me boy Google ebia what you say me dwam enu me kan akirao wo phone na ekuta na e man ade pe no fa yisu ade ya jimi no. The Thor movie franchise has generated significant revenue with the 4 films crossing a combined total of $2.7 billion at the worldwide box office. Here is the breakdown of revenue for each Thor film. Thor, Love and Thunder. Komfo Anokye, say we need to love. And as I say, Donna Edebe do ba no, say nyinam. Kwame Kuma. Komfo Anokye say Bema dot say anyinam, a pie brown tender. America for the transit no say Love and Tender 2022 760. Baby, Fatuo. Fadian tour. 80 Love and Tender 2022 $760.9 million. Afi branch and tender the bra. For picture now the binance or the way by the bra. What's a branch and 9 come from? Or since I ream one of the boss say pa. Komfo Anokye say chance or door at say tender. This way to read the history. Atam the acquire sene I generated $2.7 billion. Komfo Anokye say can see Kumase pro. Thor, the Ragnarok 2017 year came here $854 million. Domestic, say fie akufa do kofa domestic deben buy obejiji yesika fa sa kwa nyame obetua ne ka oya macho o mai sa kwa no yen obi di domestic sene ejeni $315 million no na akufa do so te yagiji yesika o bank. International $535.4 million. Where now from Komfo Anokye history? Hey, Komfo Anokye catch that na Santino no say to say you will soon we as a dark world. Let's just say just soon di. Wa mo kwa ya no mko twa 2013 the dark world. Say no generate $644.8 million. Domestic, akufa do gigi esika domestically no. Ewa hano. No say domestic $206.4 million. 2011 Thor final and that hono $449.3 million. $181 million domestic. Na akufa do gigi domestic. Ye we are near the Jimmy near the Mirikako IMF. Ye ko bon kwase abesia. $300 million. The catch was said before you Jimmy, you take a smart attempt. How I wish I were the president. How I wish. We are now one mutia boho. One answer said talk is cheap. Talk is not cheap. To be able to get up every morning and come and speak like the way I do, change topic every day. Meaning answer papa. Who's also talk is cheap? Nyankopon talk no the boy we say. Who say Nyankopon akwate na te apart from to boy report na te. Da be na who say Nyankopon or the te above apple. Even though people eye dotie, Benjamin and Fadotie na boy, or the Kasa na boy. Mumu to be the president. We are seeing where say what Mumu already president or maybe that. If you can't talk, you can't lead. Many in some way Mumu so I respect them, I love them. They are wonderful people. The fact that they can't talk does not mean that is an inability. Their brains are there to talk. They can now write for us to read. You know so.
Captain Smart,
United Nations
king of morning shows.
Nyame de kasa na bo wiase. Wo sia be ma onim kasa oye mu tifie di o Jimmy for Jana wade. Ana we dey na hoje we dey on kasa Jimmy no wakofa betena ofie no hwe ma wa wo won. Wo dey humanity no wo kasa do didi o acha wa boda sa. Ne papa ye kom na maye. Kom na maye ono ana me wa Jimmy. Jimmy, oh, I mean, before there's a problem with our brain. Yeah, you're dreaming beyond the paradigms of the black people. What am I saying? You're hey, Saltpond. Hey, I can't rush Saltpond. I'll be ferry. Esanka, yeah, Mafia, be your president. Oh, Saltpond will be the only gated town in the world. Say the year Jericho no. Sana may Saltpond. Metal wall for the entire Saltpond. There will be only 7 ways, 7 exits, 7 gates into Saltpond. How would I do Yankopon? Let's say who ras Saltpond. Who ras Saltpond Kronumwa. Wa kasa. Ube musika betri as we ras Saltpond. And then he secure Ghana for science in Dubai. Obi Krum. Answer no be go Dubai, you trap plane ticket. But you so accord. So accord business class. Yeah, how many thousands of dollars can you? Business class, which you are saying? $5,000. Abo nipa bako. Say see I me see me in Dubai you Ghana manta me kwa confirm just 2 weeks, you know. You catch them say $8,016 for business class. Me so economy me suru. Intimate you $8,000 with the control ticket. Me control him. Me start to play. Me tibe top from club bet me who.
Who's economy? And you the same plane. I look for nanny team now. Who's slow? I
don't know if I talk to me.
David, one can you?
Maybe slow.
The same.
And you're the same. You're gonna hear the ten Mahama about motor doing anymore.
And see, Yami Fasa, I look for a better name. This year, economy for the moon and what the moon.
I died from business class. You died from economy. Obi crack to play the two baby musie ni nam no obi a baby ope
e nyina baby
e ma wo fie ha no so nya wo dampe ada na wo dampe
every 1 minute bia
twesika ye say e ko Dubai yeah Dubai na ye ko de ye hwe ko ha dan ye fe paint
any netie
yo asa na touch ya ni timbo form kakra na do time first works and housing minister. Me am brand penny, my lord. Or see me bedrini ni megu. Ha, akwawe. Oh my God, me bedrini ni ma twegu. Ha, who quite on him? Or see me kosi skyscrapers. I want him man bedrini me ina twegu.
I think you are not the queen.
I'm about to say, bra.
Queen Bia,
you think that everything that you think that this can say you can just get up and talk rubbish? Not daily graphic of.
Queen Bia, you see, we are a son of the new family.
You see,
my son Jacopo is someone.
Come here. It's not me, Benjamin. See, Jamie, what's him? Sankachina meba on kameka about unmovable. When he said the whole world, unmovable any crew are one more gods abosom makumaku 99. Yes. Unmovable crew na da ho ketekete sa no. Unmovable wa abosom makumaku 99. No mabo. One cassette one nka unmovable, one kan no mabo. Anoma ofisuro ba no, wo che na wadane bo. Anoma abo wo chene ba na waye bo wo chene ba na ye bo wo chene ba na ye bo de tie ne say he anomabu de bi ye ni ho a owu nkwase wuo yes yen yesusa no wobetimi di tuo abono e wo kromante or the moja no be free baby a wo no tuo no obeduru anomabu anso wu because e so dane bo na wabeduru ukrom wabeduru ni krom anso wu tete pa no central region kuro a emu nipa yensie na abon baby obi kuro so e ya anomabu ni cause oye bo ye de ne koto ni kuro but you say ye Christopher it is sad date is ni na no ene ye jai aka by now ya bon wa hwe wonim anomabo mo abosom miensa bi wo anomabo kuro no mu a se wo hia oba na obewa na se mo betimi aware akosi ase a wo kwa hwa we di ne sato so we di ne sato so be wansa mo nsa na twe saa obi anya mo nsa na hwe follow me hwe ye fa na aware yama ye fa na aware yama it wo de wonsa bra eti mafia de nsa bonkum beto ha nsa bonkum ni na me nso me de nsa nifa ato ha what I say eti me nsa bonkum ni mafia nsa nifa so ni na me so mafia nsam se ye betimi aware ampa wo de nsa to bo no so afa nsa no bra na nsa ni pia ba da bi pia bra dai jimi no na ye trewa ade ya na wa ye no ansa na we pia sa be se abebom na cheso mo betimi aware akosi ase se mo ntimi nware nkosi ase afa wonsa ne ko fabra ye ka wonsa ne bom sei na wukuta ne nsa wem be wonsa ase nkuruma aba wonsam na we ya petre na fa wonsa ne ko na eko eti anomabu krom ugya ya wade na ye kum ye chew kotopum kapa kwesi be de na melody kapa kwesi the melody ko anomabu a ka abrantie we onko top provisions so de komo ba wa bra o pass ya to post station obeko na ba na ka chen se masmo so to provisions bra me kwasia na kwa we ti ho sa na melody ebu na fa so ko dwam sa niema we no na ka che o sa ye bosom ye duro ye nananum no wo kwa ye se ye kwa busa wo kwa busa nche se wakodi e duro ene we share we Facebook we share we obi TikTok we share we Instagram we share we na promo too we misu wi asamba ye na debi obi ye introduction na jebi ya introduce we na we ye introduce we na ye introduce we introduce sa introduce da be wani gwam sanka no ma bo sa de ne da wo ho a wo de nsa to ha na oba de nsa to ha be hu an sa twoma bebom sa mo betimi nya ware mo sunsum hia eti na o mutimi kire se de mo mienu tie mo moja nhia ante mo ntimi nwo eti sa wonya kwa no ma bo ne yete se ye ko hohoro wo yam wudu anu ma bo krom ne ye kase wo kada wo ko hohoro wo yam a na che de moja na onye awuku ni moja onfa wama opunsu mannom na wanoe nam wazo wukun so akopodo won kopodo wazo kwapondo na wasa opunsu nti wukun wazo panze wo awu besia mafia wazo panze wo won sanu dey e wa nomabo na wazo afa sawa cotton wazo wo won sanu dey na wazo nwura na wazo afa na wukun atena hamanim na wazo kopondo na wasa opunsu raw na wa fa nam nti enam a wukun obeba ne team first obeba dama wo na bawo tukun kwache nkwase nam a eba wo kwase ba eti ye wonam bia ye fe no kwayata ye sese wo kwa aya kai ade ye hunu bode ye no kwayata ye fe nam ya kwayata ye fe na ya wo kwa kai enti tetene pa na no mabofo se oyire ntimi wuri ye do kopo no so na ye do moja na fry po na enama wodi kan bo kwayata se poforo de nsa fa nso no so se pepepe so kwayata so na beba wo ka sukoi na beba wo ka yuru na beba o se yuru ye red fish enye so ye yuru de owurawura red fish ye nama o say tebia no no ekono owurawura nti fe no owurawura ene ye hunu ka ba ni yuru bibia yuru ye kasabe na womo de ba ne ya no nam no wo hemanim womo de bidie ne bibia ko ne ya soja ɛwɔ kanu nim wɔ pono so na ɔma no na wo bɛrima no what fedi na wo de fa no nso aba fie na de ama wo yere ma wo ho bosome miensa ɔba no bɛyem pacho we yɛ duro yɛ kɔ no anam Komfo bi anka ho ɛna na abrɔfo no suru enti ɛna papa yɛ fɛ no Efrim Amu wonim ne din no yɛ fɛ no Kwaku no on the Efrim or the Kwaku Amu Kwaku menim sɛ na nana ne Kwaku ayi do ho dia Kwaku. But we have thrown away all these things. Do you know how much money this will fetch us? Say Bruni fil Canada abana say na yere mo near the pania won na yere nsa no. These guys, they are very adventurous. Yeah, they are paper. Yeah, ni kuna tena kanu so. Yeah, de ne ko. Na ya kyerɛ say de yebo kwayata, say de yebo yuru, say de yebo sukoi, say de yebo denden, na ya yese ni yi nam naba, na ne yira bedi no akɔda 3 months na ne yere nan. Hey, ɔde ba de beto Ghana hen bi. But we sit in this country and we are thinking about tourism in the eyes of the white man. Do you understand tourism at all? But the very first camera of Ghana Broadcasting Corporation says, when I catch on someone, first camera of GBC, away. The very first camera of Sergeant Dr. Kwame Nkrumah bought for Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. Yeah, so when you are telling the history of Ghana Broadcasting Corporation television, first camera anyway, the very first table, Kweku got the table. No, is it Kwesi or Kweku? Nobody, I am my confused. On a radio, on the radio station, I'm calling the very first person Kwame Nkrumah and kind TV news on the radio station on a radio. Maybe say table not na ho tire kind news say di kind of Ghana and GBC for both at table no. But the last time I was watching the 50th, the 60th, the 70th anniversary of British Broadcasting Corporation, they were able to show the very first camera. They were able to show the very first table, the very first chair. GBC had no him. Every before, Sani is suit here. A few only if you are to a few only if you are to where I dada yanko to first na me nteme papa ejiri ase finally na me nsoro nko me papa ho o suit bi a o call Nigeria me papa call Nigeria ofi Israel me papa call pharmacist for Israel o na mo sa no e bia wunim na wadwo se ene wa ba akokro me nanum se tutu nti wan hwe yo be ka se onji na ni da oni agebu awia topada o mabubida Fees bedu Nigeria suit or Thor na Nigeria can unim some papa de sia be sin there suit nda ho supporter me papa share your friend supporter your friend pants no supporter me papa do Nigeria odi kan toy odi see the first singlet odi see e wo ho be sin there me first terminal report me an kra me ko school me hwe me hu no me papa de me first terminal report go mo teach my teacher krochia class 1 as I'm saying, yeah, me and your Troy, yeah, the man, me papa the terminal report in SCRBC, my first terminal report, and I'm sure the Musa said I'm a bean pa. Yeah, true, baby, we must understand tourism from a different angle.